Hi guys, welcome to my Skillshare class about writing smart about pop culture. My name is Jennifer Cation Armstrong and I will be walking you through these lessons in a couple of different video steps. So the first one is going to be about kind of figuring out what you want to write about because that's what is most important. You can't do anything until you figure out what you want to write about. So the first thing you want to do is just think about what you're passionate about, which is the fun part, right? You think about what you like to watch, what you like to listen to, whether you're most interested and knowledgeable about movies or television or books. Think about all of those things. Of course you can combine them, and you don't have to stay just in TV because that's what you've decided, but a lot of times it's easier to kind of gain the global knowledge you need about an industry if you concentrate on one or a few of them instead of trying to know everything about everything. So once you have that figured out, also think about the more specific things you like within those genres. Do you like comedies more? Do you like hip hop? Those sorts of things. Again, of course, you can cross-pollinate and you can combine things. That's completely allowed. There are no real rules here, but it will help you to kind of figure out beforehand what you're going to be writing about and what you want to concentrate your knowledge on. So once you figure that out, another thing to think about is what bigger issues in the world you care about. Of course, pop culture is very important in itself, and there's nothing wrong with caring about that. But you just care very much about the artistic expression and history of a certain kind of pop culture, and that is a completely legitimate thing to concentrate on. Critics do that all of the time. Some people know a lot about something like the history of hip-hop music, and that is a great area of expertise. So that's great, but you can also think about if you have specific causes that you're really interested in, whether it's women's rights, racial issues, gay rights, there's lots of different things. Environmentalism can even come up a lot, so any of those things that you really care about in the world and are also passionate about, that's just going to add to both the sort of feeling of importance and bigness of your pieces in the world, and also, cut across audiences, reach new audiences, and fuel your own passion about what you're writing about, so that it's not just about, what Britney Spears was wearing in an award show or something like that, This will give you this sense of sort of gravitas and add the smart that we have in the parentheses in our class title, but probably should be far more important than just a parenthetical. For instance, what I've done is mostly written a lot about women's issues in pop culture. I run a website called Sexy Feminist, so clearly I am an out and proud feminist. So that influences a lot of my subject matter decisions. I've written about things like the feminist issues in the TV show Girls, the grand feminist implications of Beyonce at the Super Bowl. And of course, I wrote an entire book about the Mary Tyler Moore Show in general, but also a lot of it has to do with the show's impact in the feminist movement of the 1970s and also how it was influenced by that movement. So those are the kinds of things that can give you more meat to chew on in your blog posts or your articles or even for entire books. And especially if you're going to write an entire book, you have to have a lot to talk about. So think about all of those things, and that's sort of your first step in your journey toward then combining these things so that you can write smartly about pop culture. And in the next segment, we'll look at a few really great examples of this.